Good morning. I'm really happy to welcome you. My name is Alina Nosenko, and I'm going to be your moderator of the day. I think it's a great applause because it's a great day for us. Of course, very warm welcome to those who are joining us online, because there is also a great audience today in online format with us, and I think it's a great opportunity to be offline and online during such an event. And of course, we are gathering today for this great annual conference, which has the name Voices, Visions and Alliances, Co-Creating Ukraine's Recovery. And this annual format is represented by Plattform for the German Platform for the Reconstruction of Ukraine. And I will be happy to moderate this day with you all coming from Ukraine, Germany, and probably different other countries who are presented today, because I have seen the list of guests and it is an unbelievable one. And I'm happy that so many are with us today. And I would like to show some of the partners who are here in the room, who have been helping us to create this event. And we want to say a big thank you. And it's a big gratitude from all of us who was organizing this event, and also for those who are attending this event. So thank you very much, and I think it's also a great round of applause for those who are presenting it. For a brief moment, I would like to ask you to take your lanyards that you're having today on and to have a look. What do you see? It's a great piece of a Ukrainian artist. And maybe some of you know, it's a piece that was made by Alla Horska. And I would like to read some important information about this image, because it's a sketch of a part of a stained glass named Shevchenko Mother. It was made 1964. The artwork's message portraying Ukraine as sorrowful, confined, and resisting Russian domination was deemed ideologically hostile. Before it could be unveiled, the stained glass was unfortunately destroyed. Alla Horska was expelled from the Union of Artists, and only sketches survived. The fate of the shattered fragments remains unknown. This story is not only about censorship, it's about the systematic dismantling of cultural identity, the erasure of historic memory, and the long-standing efforts to silence Ukrainian voices. Thanks to our partners, Obmin Foundation, we have an opportunity to show you this great artwork. And we would like to express our sincere gratitude to the Alla Horska and Viktor Zaretsky Foundation and Lonet, who helped us to show you this art piece today and granting the permission to use it. You can also find today the brochure about Alla Horska on the tables and read a lot about our great artists and their unfortunate destiny. And before we continue, because it's such a moment where I would like to ask you to stand up, because, you know, in Ukraine, around 9 a.m., we always have a minute of silence. And I would like you to have this minute of silence for those who are fighting, who lost their lives, and who are still trying to win, and we will win. We meet at the times of war, unfortunately, in Europe and in the whole world, because it affects everyone in the world. But we also meet in the times of resilience and civil superpowers, and also because civil society is trying to unite everyone, because the problems that are tackled are important for the politics, for the economy, business, and of course for the civil society. And to start our conference, I would like to make kind of a temperature check. Who is with us today? Who is here, so that you also see how many of you are here from same sphere, and maybe you can connect, work together, create partnerships, because Plattform is about connections and creating together unbelievable possibilities for Ukrainian society, but as well for the others who want to support it. So I would like to ask you to raise your hand and hold it for several seconds, so we have time to see who is here and you represent civil society. Okay. Good to know, but I expected much more, so it's a great combination, I think, then. So let's go into the next round. Who is representing here business or private sector? Okay. Great, thank you very much. So the next one, academia or science? Thank you. The next one, maybe you belong to Ukrainian community or diaspora in Germany. Okay. And the next one, raise your hand, please, and hold it for a second if you're representing a public sector or government. It's a good combination here. And raise your hand if you have been working with Ukraine for at least more than 3 years as a topic, as the majority, almost the majority. And the last question is, raise your hand if you have started new cooperations since 2022. So, yeah, we hope that it's going to be everyone. So, and it is. Thank you very much. While we have this temperature check, I have also another idea. And I would like to go into the public audience and ask you several questions. And please raise your hand if somebody wants to answer the question. I hope it's going to be the case. So the first question is, when cooperating with Ukrainian partners, what is one thing you learned that stayed with you? So, who wants to answer? Ah, I see some familiar faces. Hi.
Good morning, everybody. I'm actually from Ukraine, so I understand both cultures. And since I work with Ukrainian partners more and more in the last 2 years, I realized how German I became because I like to plan in advance. And Ukrainians want to do it tomorrow.
I think it's a very good description how Ukrainians work in the current situation. Maybe somebody else. Okay, let's go here.
We are having online calls every week or every second week with our partner in Odessa. And I learned how important it is just to keep on talking, to be with them, to also discuss not the project, but also the political circumstances, the electricity shortcuts, the bombings and so on, and to be constantly on their side. This is very much important. This is our contribution, so that's what
Thank you very much. Thanks. So I see another hand. It's a good icebreaker.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like to commend really the efficiency and commitment of Ukrainians. I work at the OECD and we're currently preparing a big institutional report. We submitted to our Ukrainian partners for consultation. We gave them 3 weeks, and amid electricity cuts and daily shillings, we received feedback from 6 ministries within 3 weeks, which was submitted to us on the day we asked them without any reminders back. So we were incredibly impressed because we don't have this from any other partners, including within our own organization. So thank you for the commitment.
Thank you for being so honest, and I think it's a great compliment to Ukraine. The question 2, in which ways have you already worked with a platform? I think everyone has worked, so you can find a great example.
Yeah, I'm Johannes Nathan of the Ukraine Art Aid Center, and we were given the opportunity to organize an online event in June about a conference that we organized in Kiev in April about the current state of the cultural sector in Ukraine. And that was a great way to make the results of that conference known also in Germany.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Another hand. Mm-hmm. Just give it.
Yes, thank you, Lukas Technik from HELP. So we had the opportunity to actually, through the platform, organize an in-person event also, actually multiple in-person events a couple of years back. And yeah, we're very grateful that we could invite local partners from our projects, could invite a country director from Ukraine, could invite also municipalities like the municipality of Bonn, for example, that has a very good solidarity partnership with Cherson and so on. So I think this was a really, at a valuable, crucial moment in 2023, bringing together different actors and talking about like best practice in the reconstruction of Ukraine. Yeah, still big fans of the platform to this day. Thanks.
Thank you. So I think I can ask many questions, but it takes time, and we need to move with another. Why I'm using this mic? It's a good question. Always a moderator forgetting something that is important. Because of the tight schedule, I could ask many questions, but I would like to move forward. I think it was a good icebreaker for everyone to hear some voices and to hear some stories. But let's move to another important part and open our conference and meeting officially. And I would like to invite Federal Minister Rim Alabali-Radovan and Deputy Minister Artem Rybchenko, seated in the first row, to join me here on the stage on these both seats. And to give you an opportunity to open our conference, you can use a pult or also a mic here, but I think it's better if you use our mic here. So please, I'm welcoming you, Ms. Alabali-Radovan.
Thank you so much. Esteemed Deputy Minister, ladies and gentlemen. In the recent days, many important talks have taken place to achieve peace in Ukraine, including the talks here in Berlin just yesterday. I think we all saw the pictures in the Chancellery. And let me assure you, the German government and our partners, we are doing everything in our power to reach a long-term solution for peace. Germany stands firmly with Ukraine in this, a nation fighting for its freedom and its future, and for Europe's freedom and future too. I was in Ukraine just in October. I saw a child's room that had been bombed. On one wall, you could still see colorful children's painting. One of the other walls was missing. It was a sight that I will never forget. Innocent people are suffering, innocent people are dying because Russia won't stop the destruction. But I also saw something else in Ukraine, something very impressive. Hope, solidarity, resilience, and an impressive will to keep on going no matter what. I met Alexei and Irina Honcharov. They had been forced to flee from Luhansk together with their small daughter. In Bucha, they have built a new life for themselves. And today they are running a restaurant in Bucha with 8 employees. They have not given up. They are not giving up. And they are not going to give up. And such stories give me hope and courage also to keep going. And when I look around the room today, and thank you, we saw who is here today. I think it's great that we all have you here from different sectors, different fields. And I see so many people who feel exactly the same way. People who are giving their all for Ukraine and people who do not give up. Thank you for your commitment to keep on going in this 4th year of war, and thank you for supporting Ukraine with strength and solidarity. The German government launched the Platform for Reconstruction of Ukraine because there are so many people, as we just saw, in Germany who want to lend a helping hand, and because that goes even better when we pool our resources and work together. There are now around 1,500 different organizations from civil society, academia, and the Ukrainian diaspora involved in the platform. It is a place for them to get information, share ideas, and network, like we are doing here today. The platform is now the biggest networking structure for Ukraine in our country. And it has already done a lot with information events, offering advice, and through concrete cooperation. One example is a prosthetic production facility in Mykolaiv, which opened after the partners met each other at a platform event like this here today. Another example is the cooperation of 3 companies. They are currently setting up co-working and co-living hubs in Ukraine. They want to provide affordable housing and offices for returnees, veterans, and internally displaced people. For everyone who wants to rebuild Ukraine and needs to find a new place from which to work. A place where they can open their laptop, dig in, and start working. These 3 companies also came together through the platform. The platform partners share ideas and information about topics that are also becoming more and more important also to us in Germany. Topics such as cybersecurity, dealing with disinformation. I just visited the escape room here. I just can recommend you all to do that. Looking after elderly people in rural areas or the lack of skilled workers. All of these are topics that connect Ukraine and Germany. There's a lot we can learn also from each other. This platform is a community of people working together for the reconstruction of Ukraine. Ladies and gentlemen, the world needs a free, democratic, and European Ukraine. That is my firm conviction. Let's work on that together as a community. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Alabali. And I warmly invite Artem Rybchenko, Deputy Minister for the Reconstruction and for the Development of Communities and Territories of Ukraine, to deliver an opening address. Thank you.
Thank you. Sehr geehrte Frau Ministerin, sehr geehrte Kolleginnen und Kollegen, liebe Partnerinnen und Partner sowie Freundinnen und Freunde der Ukraine. Es ist mir eine große Ehre, heute an dieser Konferenz teilzunehmen, die Sie zu einer wichtigen Plattform für eine gemeinsame Vision unseres Wiederaufbaus entwickelt hat. Das Thema der Veranstaltung bringt äußerst Präsenz aus Ausdruck, was für die Ukraine heute von einer entscheidenden Bedeutung ist. Auf die Stimmen der Gemeinden hören, eine gemeinsame Zukunftsvision zu entwickeln und Allianz zu stecken, ohne die weder Resilienz noch Wiederaufbau möglich wären. Wir sind sehr dankbar, dass Deutschland sehr aktiv und sehr genauer Partner ist. When we talk about recovery, we split it in two tracks. It's urgent issues that we face every day, every night, and every morning we stay strong to go forward and to continue the life of our country and the life of our people, of our nation. But also thinking about our future, and when we talk about Build Back Better, it's about something that we want to bring the best from the world and to build the new country, build the new Ukraine, build new Europe together. And only together it is possible to reach the result, to go forward with all the challenges that we face. And we're thankful to our international partners, and of course Germany, first of all, as a real friend in need. Because we always say that a friend indeed is a friend in need. And of course, talking about recovery, first of all, it's about people, it's about lives, and the position of the president of the government of Ukraine that we have to give the best conditions for people to be back to Ukraine, to be back in normal life. So we're not thinking about something special and the space. We're talking about housing, hospitals, schools, and kindergartens that have to be on the ground. And we talk about also with a big attention to the frontline regions, because people still work, still live there, but they need special attention. That's why we pay a very special use for the frontline regions, but of course with the full respect to all Ukrainians that stay strong and keep our country working and running. What else would I just to mention that it's winter, and winter is not easy, especially when the enemy hits the critical infrastructure. Almost every day, Russian rockets and Shaheds enter our territory, land in some energy sector infrastructure, and this is the case where we have to make very quick steps. And once again, we are thankful to Germany for the support. And yesterday, visit of the President of Ukraine, Zelensky, and hosted by Chancellor Merz, it was a great opportunity to discuss the issues that are today, what is happening in geopolitics of the world. And once again, only together it is possible to go forward, it's possible to win, and it's possible to stay strong. Thank you, Germany, and thank you, Ukrainians who are here, and we are thankful to Ukrainians to be in Germany in a safe position, but of course we are looking forward to meet again back home with a new experience, new expertise, and bring your best visions to our country, to our modern Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear Minister Alabali, Vice Minister Rybchenko. I would like to ask you for taking place here, the panelists who will be joining us, as well as Minister and Deputy Minister. Dear Natalias, take here the place. Yeah, I need to know now, both of the Natalias. Also, Mr. Sadhov. I will be doing, first of all, a selfie.
Okay.
Let's make it a very modern way. And the photographers will try to do a great picture as well. So, dear audience, please smile, because it will be published. So I'm doing 300 pictures. Sehr gut. Okay, the photographers are doing their job as well, and we really enjoy it. So. I think I can join just for a second, not to be with a selfie. Then you have a great possibility. Thank you very much, and thank you, dear Minister Alabali. We know that you need to be during the next meetings, and thank you very much we expect you to be back. So while we are preparing the stage for the next second, I think we can make a great applause for our speakers. It's always complicated to mix family pictures and official programs, so we need to work all together. And I would like to invite our panelists for the next part of our program. And I think I switch our presentation. So I'm welcoming here on stage Johan Saathoff, Parliamentary State Secretary from Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. Please take a seat. I'm welcoming here on stage Natalia Prihornitska, co-founder and first deputy chair, Alliance of Ukrainian Organizations. I would recommend to take in the middle. I also welcome Natalia Fibrik, who is the founder and CEO of Ukraine to Power, a Ukrainian NGO. And as we are expecting the Vice Minister to come back, I will keep his place for easy entrance so we can start our communication. Thank you very much for joining, and having you today on the stage is a great honor, and I think it's very important for all of us who is living in Germany, working in Germany and trying to support Ukraine to understand what is going on, how we can be efficient in what we are doing here, supporting people there. And my first question... Yeah. So I'm welcoming here Artem Rybchenko, once again I will say, the Deputy Minister for the Reconstruction and for the Development of Communities and Territories of Ukraine. So,
thank you.
You're welcome. And as I said before, for all of us here in Germany, it's important to know what is happening in Ukraine, how to measure our impact, how to be efficient. And I will start with you, Natalia. Your topic, energy security, I think in the current situation and since 2022 is one of the most crucial. How you're dealing with this topic, what is happening in Ukraine currently, we have seen in the news, Christmas in blackouts, and Odessa and south of Ukraine was devastatingly bombed. Can you tell us how you're working in Ukraine and what you're trying to reach, and maybe what you need from the others here in audience, how to cooperate and on what particular issues and topics?
Yeah, thank you very much. So actually what we do, you might think we just deliver technical equipment. It's about, we started as Ukraine to Power as initiative actually here in Germany, here in Berlin, delivering mobile charging systems made in Germany. Then we started installing solar power plants for hospitals and kindergartens, installing battery storages and inverters for schools. So it's kind of like technical help, but actually it's not only about this. For us, first, is very important, and people also in Ukraine, in these municipalities we help, understand why it's maybe better solutions after almost 4 years of war than another track of generator. Why it's long-lasting, why it's more sustainable. It's also, of course, to us, the possibility to go there, to talk with these people we help. And actually, I never miss a chance to go to these municipalities, to go to villages, to go to the cities. For me, of course, it's maybe a little bit easier because I'm also kind of a little bit public person known from television, so like doors are open and people are also sometimes surprised, like, wow, it's great to see you here. And you know, but I consider myself somehow like informed. Recently, like a week ago, I visited Sumy region because we are able to support a couple of schools and a kindergarten there. And what I saw there, it's affected me very deep. Children there, they learn underground. They're all the time in schools, they're in basements. They have no time, they have no possibilities because air raid alerts are so frequent. They have no possibilities to go safely up and down. So you go to these basements, you see that teachers really try to make them normal, like classrooms with decorations, with Christmas trees, but they are still basements. So of course we try to help technically, but also my goal is, and my also mission is to be this bridge and to tell their stories also here in Germany, that we here can understand what can be impactful, what can help. So not that we imagine something from far away and delivering like some help, we help these people really there. And you know, for example, I would say that I'm absolutely with you actually in this question. As you said, there are Ukrainians on the ground, they keep going. Staff in a kindergarten, because the kitchen doesn't work when electricity is off. So they wake up at 5, they have to cook for children, to wrap all the food in blankets. Then children later are able to have warm food because of these people and because of armed forces of Ukraine. I still can go home. I still can. That's why we still stand. Ukraine still sustains. That's why it's huge, huge thanks to these people. And it's something what gives me back this resilience, this hope that everything will be okay and we will sustain.
Thank you, Natalia. Thank you. It's very inspiring to hear, yes, how Ukrainians are fighting in Ukraine, how they're using their superpowers, because when I see all of these media content, parents putting their cars and lights in the cars, that kids could play football or, I don't know, so many content that makes you cry. You can't imagine that is happening. And these superpowers are also here. And my next question is to you, Natalia. What kind of superpowers you see here in Ukrainian diaspora that also used to, I think, the most wished idea of all Ukrainians to celebrate victory? What kind of outstanding powers Ukrainian diaspora is having here to support Ukraine?
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be here today to share these ideas and minds. And Natalia was talking, and I was just thinking exactly that what we are doing together. Like Ukrainian community is so diverse and so heterogeneous. But I think one of the superpowers is really to bridge and translate somehow, to bring knowledge from Ukraine and to do it somehow understandable what is actually going on in Ukraine, how war is really looks like, how is a daily life looks like. So what you were describing at the moment, I was just thinking how to scale it, how to bring this information to much more people, to public broadcasting. I don't know how to reach much more people. So yes, I think Ukrainian community, diaspora, Ukrainian global community are really translating a lot of things and also ideas from Ukraine into Germany and also different European countries, in different institutions. And I think what we are doing, it's turning needs and ideas into policies and partnerships. And Other things, when I'm thinking how heterogenic Ukrainian community is, we are working through very different spheres. So, of course, there are a lot of people that probably wouldn't say that they are Ukrainian diaspora, or they wouldn't somehow identify themselves with the Ukrainian community, but they are doing a great jobs in the different institutions also, and they're helping even realizing it. And I think this cross-sectoral network that we are having, working with the politicians, with businesses, with academia, so through very different target groups, make us very strong and resistant. And I think it is that's why possible to communicate and advocate for sustainable recovery, and also to be able to react to urgent needs. So that was Mr. Rybchenko was describing this both directions, like very urgent needs and sustainable recovery for Ukraine. So to create policies, to work on the strategies for involving global Ukrainian community into the recovery, return and reintegration, but also involvement. And one of the very important things, and I think the important thing that I would like to share is value-based advocacy and shared European responsibilities that we are actually having in Germany, in other different European countries, and all over the world as a Ukrainian community. So we are working on Ukraine's recovery like as a democratic project for the future based on rule of law and common values, common European values. And our common ground is, of course, that Ukraine defending also whole Europe, like we are standing together in Europe, and defending Ukraine is the main important thing, and actually inseparable from European own security in the future.
Thank you, Natalia. You made a great bridge by going to Mr. Rybchenko, and Natalia said that there is a bridge between Ukrainian diaspora and Germany representatives who want to support, and it will be really interesting for all of us to know what you're expecting from those who are already actively taking part in the reconstruction process, in supporting the reconstruction process in Ukraine, and maybe what kind of words you would like to address to those who are not yet in this process and maybe still thinking how to join, what to do. And it would be really important for us to hear the main needs of Ukraine currently.
Thank you. Well, first of all, every Ukrainian...
Feel free to have water because
thank you. No, it's good.
It's for everyone.
Thank you. Every Ukrainian is an ambassador of our country worldwide. And this is not only about the image of our country, it's about the reality of the process that we are going through. And this is where not just to be with the solidarity to our country, but we'll be with the practical assistance, help, and so important that we are united, and this is where we do receive the result, and this is how we can go forward and actually win this war and have our freedom and have our democracy, and this is what we are standing for almost 4 years. But actually 4 years is of the full-scale aggression, but if we look back in 2014 with the annexation of Crimea, Donbass, so I think that our country is more than 10 years in war, and this is not an easy issue, especially when we talk about personalities, because behind every number of killed and missed people, it's a name and it's a family and it's a big tragedy. But at the same time, we look forward. We do find the solutions, quick solutions. This is where Ukraine, as a reliable partner, can be helpful, and also we can share our experience with the world in different spheres. And you know, when we talk about cooperation, it's a two-way road, so we can also bring some new visions to the world, to our partners. But I think of course, business and private sector, this is where we have to have a special focus, give the special conditions when we talk about the recovery and reconstruction of Ukraine. And this is what we're working on. And we're thankful to, I mentioned yesterday on another event, that we're thankful to the companies, to the sector, the private sector that stayed during the war as the war has started. At the same time, we're thankful to these companies which are back to the Ukraine market. And we are welcoming new companies, new business to come to Ukraine, because today it's the country of opportunities. Yes, it's not simple. Yes, we all see the news, the realities, but as the state, as the country, we do our best to support business, to support international partnership. Public sector is especially important because this is some kind of soft power, we can say, and this is also important because we keep the culture, we keep our people, and this is where we have this balance of militarization of the situation on the one hand, but on the other hand we are talking about the people, because it's, once again, as I mentioned earlier, everything what we do, it's about people. Our ministry is responsible, Ministry of Development is responsible also for the regional policy. So we're working a lot on the ground. Every deputy minister goes every week to different regions to see the needs, to see the problems, to bring them back to the center, to Kyiv, and to find the solutions, how to solve them, how to help people. And this is about democracy, the rule of law, and this is about Ukraine. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I'm coming now to you, Mr. Sadhov. In light of current discussions that we are patiently reading from the media and hoping for the best, and also that the ceasefire stops, I would like to ask you, if the ceasefire stops, what are your plans of further reconstruction, of scaling it up as a German government sees the next steps if, let's say, today the ceasefire stops?
Yeah. First of all, I would like to say that all of us wishes that this senseless Russian aggression ends immediately. And I mean, hearing these stories of school children learning their things in basements is simply heartbreaking. For me, as a father of 5 children, I wouldn't imagine that my children would sitting in these basements and try to do their homeworks. It's simply a situation we cannot accept in our world. And I remembered the story of my father, who was born 36, and he was a school child too in World War II. Other circumstances, no doubt about that, but children are simply not guilty for all the things which are happening around them. And so it's nearly 4 years now, and it simply has to stop. So, and when it has to stop, how are we organizing the reconstruction? I would say that we are already engaged in reconstruction. Not only the BMZ, my ministry, but there is a whole governmental approach from Germany. So in the last legislation period, I was State Secretary in the Ministry of Interior, which is responsible for the THW, for example. And we bought devices for providing electricity in hospitals. We bought beds and tents and medical equipment and so on, and sent it to the Ukraine. It's part of recovery too already. And of course, we in the BMZ are very much engaged in setting up a recovery plan for when it comes to a ceasefire or when it comes to peace. Let's hope that it comes as soon as possible. And I mean, there are some challenges in organizing recovery. We discussed it yesterday. How much does it cost to rebuild better the Ukraine? And somebody says it's about 500 billion euros, and I'm quite sure it will be much more than that. So it's a huge amount of money, and I would wish we had this money in our budget in the ministry, but we don't have. And it's an international task we have to fulfill, and there's a first obstacle, I would say. So we have to find some solutions how to work on an international basis immediately, and that's a very complicated combination. To work on an international basis is possible, but immediately it's complicated. So we are already prepared for that. We have some friends who are joining together, and you saw it yesterday in the German news. Who are the friends who are working together and who are ready to be much more engaged than we have been before? Let me emphasize that in the committee, I sometimes have to explain why are you doing reconstruction even though there is a brutal aggression of the Russians in Ukraine? Just simply because people need roofs above their heads. Just simply because we know that the situation is as it is and we want to help. And it absolutely makes sense. And if somebody doubts it in a political frame, that it makes sense to recover Ukraine in a time where the Russian aggression still is, I would say if you have some context to the Russians, just tell them to stop bombing the Ukraine. So then recovery makes sense for everybody. And for us as a German government, it absolutely makes sense. So the first thing is the international connection. The second thing is to connect people in your country. So this platform is a wonderful opportunity to bring science, academia, economy, but public sector and NGOs as well together to get a plan, to get an image. How can we help in our country on an international basis immediately to make sure that the living conditions of the people will be better then, and to build a new Ukraine as part of the European Union, and to have a solution to somehow foster the Ukraine, but the European Union as well. Yesterday we were on the economic conference, and I was very impressed about the CEOs from German companies which are engaged in the Ukraine, because if you wouldn't see it from a humanitarian perspective or for a responsibility on a societal way, you could see it as a business model too, because that's the time to be engaged and to invest in Ukraine, not only to save the living conditions for the people, but also to have a good business for the next time. I would rather prefer that people would do it for humanitarian perspectives, but if somebody seeks this business and people are somehow supported by this, it's okay for me as well.
Definitely, everything that all of you said is a great combination of this resilience and voices that we hear from Ukraine, but also from Germany, because yesterday's forum, economic one, is also a very important step, the same as today's meeting, to unite all of these worlds that are working, but sometimes maybe they don't have time to communicate and to give impulses. So today's meeting is a great opportunity for that. That's why thank you to the panelists, to your impulses, and I'm inviting you to take your places back, and I will be taking these energies that we had. Thank you. And I will be taking this energy to create another momentum for all of us, and it's about the workshops and impulses that we will be creating all together. And I would like to invite here one representative per the organizations that are going to pitch their idea what they are doing together, and I will call now 3 organizations together to hand over the mic to you very fast. So I'm inviting here Skills Alliance for Ukraine. Please join the stage here with me. Okay, let's move to another one. Kindernothilfe e.V. and a Saved Foundation. Hi.
Right, so hello everyone, my name is Taras, I'm 16 years old, I'm from Ukraine, and I invite you to our workshop on youth participation in Ukraine's recovery, where we will show you why it's important to include young people in Ukraine's recovery, and why they are not just like me, my peers, we are not just benefiting from the process, but we are also driving it. And after that, we will also have, we will put our knowledge into practice and have a brainstorming session on the topic. So thank you and see you there.
Thank you, Taras. I think it couldn't be a better start for bringing the pitch. And I'm welcoming Skill Alliance for Ukraine.
Thank you so much. So, Ukraine needs well-trained people for its recovery, and that's what the Skills Alliance is working on with its members. So today we want to discuss with you about skills development and focus on a topic that's rarely on the agenda when we discuss about it, but it will surely be very relevant for the upcoming years. The potential of Ukrainians residing in Europe and their significance to close the skill gap back in Ukraine. Can they be integrated in their home countries, in their new home countries, while still maintaining the possibility for return? This dual intent focus is what we would like to discuss with you today. First, we will focus on a policy level together with representatives from the German ministries, from the Ukrainian ministries, international organizations, and the private sector here at 11 in this room. And then in a second round, we will focus on a more practical implementation level and hear concrete examples at 12:15 to 1:15. We will hear the examples from France, the Netherlands, and Ukraine. So you're very welcome to join us for this very interesting discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And the next organization is Federal Ministry for Housing, Urban Development and Building, Dialogue for Urban Changes, and a Housing Initiative for Eastern Europe.
Thank you very much. My name is Knut. I would like to do it like you did. I want to make a short survey. Who in the room here comes from Ukraine and lives in a rented apartment? Please raise your hand. And who in the room coming from Germany or elsewhere, also living in a rented apartment? Please raise your hands. We see the majority from us lives in rented apartments, and maybe and probably everybody is dreaming about an own apartment, but is this realistic? I think housing is a challenging issue in Germany and as well in Ukraine. And the situation on the housing market in Ukraine is dramatic. The large-scale invasion of Russia has led to widespread destruction in the housing sector, and more than 6 million people have left the country, and more than 4 million are internally displaced. Housing is important for both return and staying, and an important precondition for the rebuilding of the country. Ukraine is now undertaking the largest housing reform in its history, and the housing market needs to be urgently diversified. How this can be achieved and what role municipal housing companies can play in this will be discussed at 12:15 in this BFDIA room, and you are cordially invited to join us.
Thank you very much. The next organization is Fraunhofer
Hello, my name is Well from the Fraunhofer Future Foundation, and I would like to invite you to our workshop on research for resilient and sustainable energy supply. If you want to know the current state of energy supply in the Ukraine, then join our workshop. If you want to know what role can applied research play in resilience and rebuilding in Ukraine, then join our workshop. We do have some experts from the Green Deal project in Kiev, from the Kiev Moria Academy, from Eurodiesel in Ukraine, from Zogen Technik in Slovakia, and from the Fraunhofer Institute for Energy Economics and Energy System Technology. They will share their ideas about their case studies, fascinating case studies about how to build up a Center for Energy and Climate lab in Kiev, and how to develop a concept on hybrid energy emergency supply. So, hope to see you again afterwards in our workshop, and thank you very much.
Thank you. I see already a lot of shaking heads. You like the topics, I see it, and it's really good. We are happy. The next organization is Partnership for Transparency Europe.
My name is Marie-Karin von Gumpenberg. I represent Partnership for Transparency Europe. We are supporting civil society in fighting corruption. We are working in Ukraine since 2016, and we have been focusing mainly on third-party monitoring since the full-scale invasion. We have been looking into corruption risks. This is what we are in, and we have been first starting in looking into corruption risks in border regions, especially those who are delivering humanitarian aid. And if you join the workshop, I can tell you the results. It's a very diversified picture, and those who are delivering really the medicine, the equipment to the borderline, they are not corrupt, I can tell you, just as a spoiler at the beginning. We have been also looking into corruption risks in concrete buildings, reconstruction buildings. We can share the results here also in this regard, and I also can present you a very diversified picture there in this regard. So if you're interested in learning more about corruption risks at local level, I'm not talking about the national level specifically, how really communities are involved, fighting, engaged, civil society is really also monitoring, and how we can work together, communities, administration and civil society, then come and join. And if you have any questions regarding something what makes you think in your projects about corruption, also ask this question. We will use Chatham House rules.
Spoilers and rules are always a good combination as well. So let's move to the next organization, Build Ukraine Back Better Platform.
Thank you, everyone. My name is Anna. And Build Back Better is not just a principle, it's also the name of a platform called Build Ukraine Back Better that exists since 2022 and unites more than 90 organizations, half of them Ukrainian, the other half is organizations from all around Europe. And I see quite a few familiar faces for that reason here in this room. So it's really nice to be here. Here, after the lunch at 2:30, we are organizing a discussion that is called Green Economy Opportunities in Ukraine Recovery. So basically what we'll be discussing, that recovery is not just about reconstruction of the buildings, so not about physical reconstruction, but also about what it means for the economy of Ukraine. We'll have an excellent overview of the state of Ukrainian economy, so that whatever we discuss, we are still keeping ourselves grounded to what is the situation today, what it may be like next year. But the idea then is to move ahead and discuss beyond critical minerals extraction, beyond, again, just fixing what is already there, what else can we do in the sector of energy, what Ukraine could produce, in the sector of transport, what Ukraine could produce for the green transition of Ukraine and the whole of Europe. So I'm inviting you to think together and do join us here. And also, just to say, this is a small announcement straight away, is using the opportunity that everybody's here. With this event, we'll be launching a series of webinars and events with the platform Wiederaufbau Ukraine. So the whole of next year, we plan to discuss by sector, energy, agriculture, buildings, transport, and so on, how to build Ukraine back better and more sustainably with our partners. Thank you.
Thank you. The next organization is Ukrainian Social Venture Fund.
Good morning. My name is Bogdan Andrushuk from Ukrainian Social Venture Fund. We believe in impact-oriented entrepreneurship because impact-oriented entrepreneurship creates resilience and sustainability and incomes. So I invite you to our workshop Impact-Oriented Entrepreneurship at 2 p.m. And we will show you concrete cases, how it works, how to create impact with social influence, and how to create impact together with German partnership at the German-Ukrainian level and Ukrainian level. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The next organization is Obmin and Museum Stücke in Lodz.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Taras Gembik. Hi, Taras. Nice to meet you. And together on the stage stand with me Jakub Gawkowski, and we represent Obmin Foundation. And we would like to invite you for our workshop called Resilient Culture, Culture Resilience at 2:30 in Tvorчеством.
So we represent Obmin Foundation, which has been a member of the platform since the very beginning of its existence. And Obmin works as an international platform for support of the Ukrainian museums, but also cooperation with Ukrainian museums. And we'll be discussing how different actors, so from the state institutions, civil society and the private sector alike, can contribute to this very vital connection between culture, security and resilience, both on the local, transnational and translocal levels. So hope to see some of you there.
Thank you.
Thank you. And the last but not the least one is Munich Fundraising School.
Hello, my name is Eva Wieners from the Munich Fundraising School. I support social organizations, NGOs, and civil society organizations in the big field of fundraising. And today, in our workshop at 11, we will be talking about the use of artificial intelligence in fundraising, the potential that is connected with it, but also some of the limitations that we have. I've brought some examples of organizations that have used generative AI to kind of boost their fundraising, and we will also have some time for questions and an exchange to see if some of the organizations that are here may be already using AI and in which form. So I hope to see some of you, and I'm really excited to be here. Thank you.
And unfortunately, we don't have a representative for German-Ukrainian Bureau called DUP as well, due to the illness of the representative. But we know that some of you were expecting to have this topic, so we are still welcoming you to meet and to discuss, to have this opportunity, not to miss it. So we hope we see you in the room for this topic. And now we are moving slowly into the coffee break. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little bit shorter than you see it on the screen due to our timing that we are having now. But I have some very important information. I will read it very fast for you, not to steal your time. So we are having our coffee break until 11. If you're looking for your room, there is always a room plan and logistics everywhere, so you can find. And today we are having great names for the rooms like Zustric, Tvorchist, Spivdia, so it's very Ukrainian-oriented names, and I hope you will find them. I really invite you to use this time for connection during the coffee break, because we have a lottery and you were also registering for it. If you haven't been registering, then you can still also join and maybe find a match there. We also have it in Spivdia, and we have also a platform community marketplace in Dnipro, so you can have a look what is happening there with marketplace, where you will meet Foundations for Ukraine, We8, Ukraine Art Aid Center, Help FAO localization facility, and Mitmachzentrale of Engagement Global. Also, as you have heard today, the minister, she already made a great advertisement for the Unlock the Truth for the escape room, so please visit it. It's on the right hand here, hosted by Deutsche Welle Academy, together with Public Media Academy, juniors of Suspilne. It's very immersive and it's very interactive, so please use your coffee breaks and times also for living through the experience. And also there is a possibility today to book bilateral rooms if you need to discuss with someone something that you want to create. So you can do it on the welcome desk and the colleagues will help you. Also feel free to spread feel free also to use the lounges of Maidan. You here see the possibilities to use it with great tables sofa to reconnect with your colleagues and enjoy the break.